Hey, welcome back, or welcome for the first time. I'm so excited that you are here with me and I can't wait to get into this next look. As you can tell by the video title, I'm going to do my best to recreate Chappell Roan's Grammy look this year. I'm just really excited to kind of do my own rendition of it, or maybe I will end up doing the exact same thing, minus the gluing of the brows down. Yeah, I already did my skin off camera. I'm just gonna go ahead and put eye primer on real quick and then we will be right back. All right, let's get into it. I took the eye primer literally all the way up to the brow. I want as much space as I could possibly have for this look because it is a big look and I need all the eye space that I can get. So I'm so excited, let's get started. I think I'm still gonna use the Ellis palette that I used last time just because of the color variations. For reference, this is the look that we're gonna be recreating today. Just absolutely stunning. I'm gonna kind of go in with the yellow first as a transition shade. I think I'm gonna focus it on this outer kind of triangle here all the way, and I am gonna take it all the way up to the brow. Okay, so I full on lied to you. I also wanna use the Blends palette, also from Blend Bunny. It's their first ever palette. I just find that there's more yellow shades, which is what we need. I'm going to use this kind of third row here, primarily this shade, as the transition shade, and then I'll probably dive right back into the Ellis palette. I love mixing my palettes, as you kind of well know. I just dropped it. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna go in with Secret here, this very, very pale yellow shade. I'm just gonna I think I'm gonna start out here for once. So I'm really just laying that first powder shade down here. I'm gonna take Wildflower next. It's very, very much more yellow. And I'm gonna lay that right here. Oh, that is, yeah. If you ever are kind of looking to do makeup and are in a creative rut, I mean, truly just look at the red carpet looks and see what you can do. You don't have to take it to a full look where you have to commit to gluing your brows down or anything. Part of my goal with this channel is to show you that you can still have inspiration from these big, larger than life looks and kind of use the knowledge that you have to make it like an everyday look or just simplify it a little bit. You don't have to do it verbatim. I think that's something I struggle with, is I'm like, that is so cool, but can I do it? You can, you absolutely can. In your own way, which is beautiful. Let's use Serendipity here, this very end shade. I'm gonna focus this color here, at this sort of end part of my lid. Sometimes you just have to break it down step by step, and I swear, I promise you'll get there. That's me talking to myself, by the way. Sometimes I get so overwhelmed by having to do it right, whatever that means, you know. I'm not worrying too much about, you know, not taking it to the brow because this look sort of demands it. It demands eyebrow. So don't stress about that. If the shade is yellow and it's light enough, it looks like a highlight. And again, just marrying all of these together. I'm gonna do this over here and then purple. Okay, so I did the other eye. You can already see that there's sort of this like, this going on. That's where we're gonna lay the blue, in this sort of negative space. I'm gonna pick up some Dream here. What was your favorite Grammy performance? I mean, I for one absolutely loved Chappell Roan's, of course, but I thought they were all good. Okay, so I'm gonna take this right up to the yellow. This is the kind of look that gets better when you're finished. It's gonna change drastically anyway, so it'll kind of all figure itself out at the end. When I was first watching YouTube, I was like, do they actually mean that? Do they actually mean that things are gonna blend together? Because I don't buy it for a second. But they do. You just gotta trust. With makeup, sometimes it's a game of what can I control right now? What can I control and what can I let go? This brush just went straight into my eye. I'm gonna take this next color, Chance here, and I'm gonna take that. It looks like it's kind of deepening here a little bit in the inner corner. Ooh, that's nice. And see, this is where I start to take my own liberties. where it starts to be like not a total recreation. It's supposed to be inspired, not exact. Unless you want it to be exact, then don't follow this. This right here, Spellbound, and I'm going to use it in here. Now that this is more or less laid down, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye, and then we will regroup with some orange. Okay, so now that I kind of look like a parakeet, let's go ahead and dip into Barley shade here. I'm gonna put it sort of here. Again, it'll look messy till it's not. Or if it looks too messy, I won't post this. And if you're seeing this, I either have an immense amount of growth or it looks good. I'm gonna take this shade here, Enigma. Make sure that that's all blended in. And then I will use the brush that has Dream on it, that first shade, and really kind of work out the edges here. I call this like a coloring book look, where it's like, you're just experimenting, having fun, and if it looks good, great. If it doesn't look good, then now you know. The more you know. What I'm gonna do is a cut crease with this. I'm gonna use this primer from Urban Decay in the shade Eden. Okay, so you can kind of see that's the shape that I've created, and I only used one dip into that product because I do want to keep a little bit of a light shade, and this is what I'll put the shimmer over. Let me see if I can mirror that. Okay, so not too horrible. I'm kind of going over this line a little bit. So let's see where we are. This looks very different than this. But again, it's the inspiration. So I'm gonna switch palettes and grab this Ellis palette. This is the one. The Engineer. That is tinfoil. That is full tinfoil. I'm gonna have to look down for this so that I can actually see in my mirror. Okay, we're doing okay. Okay, see what I mean? It looks ugly until it's not. I promise it looks ugly until it's not. And again, we took some liberties. This is not exactly Chappell Roan. I just dipped my hand in all those shimmers. Those are beautiful. I don't know if you can see the difference, but they're like all so shiny, but they have slight shifts in color. So I'm gonna take my mirror and I'm gonna go over and just kind of buff in on the outside here. This compared to this, it's just, oh, this is an experiment to show you the lengths that you can go if you're inspired by another artist. You take some of it and you put your twist on it. Love it. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and do my foundation real quick, and then we'll get into blush, clean up under the eyes, and then kind of finish out the look. I will be completely honest, I wasn't sold on it before I put foundation on, but sometimes when you put foundation on and you clean it up a little bit, it starts to come together a little more, and you see it. That's what we were waiting for. So I'm using this Kimchi Chic Beauty Puff Puff Pass in white. I'm gonna put this kind of in the T-zone where I want to really focus the highlight, and particularly under the under eyes. And we're only using blush today. I don't want to use contour or anything because I do like the idea of just like a heavy blush. I don't want to use the blush over this powder. I like the skin-like texture, so I'm just gonna do a light dusting of this white. I'm going to actually finish the under eyes. I always forget to do that. So let's kind of do that now. Okay, so now that we kind of have that all nice and feathered out, let's do eyeliner. I'm going to take the Trixie Hotline gel again in black, and we're gonna do a nice, fun, exaggerated wing. And just make that first line. I love this eyeliner. It did not take me this long to do this. That is the wing I wanted. Now this, compared to this, I'm obsessed. It's looking good. Now, the best way to do this, which is not the way that I did this, is to do the eye that you're not good at first so that you can use symmetry on the side that you are good at. What did I do? I did the side that I'm good at. So let's see how good this is gonna match. Again, it's a test of fate sometimes. Okay, we're getting there. Okay. I don't want to get too carried away. They're not perfect, but that's okay. I'm gonna kind of clean up just a little bit, and I'll use MAC Studio Fix powder. I like using this to really sharpen things, and I find it's easier than concealer. Okay, now let's get into blush. I'm gonna do a heavy blush for this because it kind of calls for that in the look. I'm gonna use the Just a Girl palette from Trixie Cosmetics, and it's got 3 shades. I'm gonna use these 2 here, and I'm gonna kind of take Total Betty all over. We'll clean this up. I just want the pigment on. Don't do what you're used to. Try something new. And if you don't like a lot of blush, try it. I don't like a lot of blush, but so far I kind of like this. I mean, this blush is my absolute favorite shade. And if you keep buffing in, it will blend out eventually. So don't stress. You can always kind of buff things down with your brush that you used foundation on. This is helpful for if you want something to look like it's coming from within. See how that just kind of cleaned things up nicely? I'm telling you, the best thing to do is really have multiple clean brushes, or like your foundation brush and a clean fluffy brush is gonna really tighten things for you. For me, it does. I'm gonna go in with this bronzer brush and go in with this deepest shade, this cult classic. Really, I'm just using this to add some dimension. Cool. And then go back with the brush that I already used with Total Betty. Again, no extra product, just what was on it, and I'm gonna buff that into the skin. And then I'll take my foundation brush and clean up on this outside edge. Okay, from here, I'm going to go ahead and do lips, and then we're basically almost done. We're gonna go in with Limitless Brown, the artist color pencil from Makeup Forever. And I'm gonna just start with the Cupid's bow. It's gonna be a sharp V. Okay, again, I'm not gonna worry too much about perfecting this right now. I'm gonna clean it up. I just really wanna see how I want everything to lay. So this is looking good. I'm gonna take that same wide brush that I use and pull out my Studio Fix. Look how crisp that is compared to here. I'm using a MAC lipstick, Film Noir. It's like this nice, beautiful kind of brown. It kind of has like a tint of raspberry. I love it. It's one of my favorites, and I don't use it that often. It's just so buttery. Now let's go in with Peach Stock. I haven't really used this here. This is from their nude collection again. Yeah, that is perfect. That's what I want. That's what I wanted. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and put lashes on, some mascara, and oh, do my brows because I totally forgot to do that. And then we'll be back, regroup, and that's it, yeah. Okay, so this is the final look. So I've added these lashes. They're just like fluttery. And yeah, I went ahead and added some highlight. I used the MAC white pigment and then this kind of brush that we used for the inner corner, and I just focused the highlight on the Cupid's bow and the bottom just to add a little bit more dimension. I'm just kind of, oh, let me just get this stuff out of my teeth. This has been such a fun look. I don't know that it's really, it's adjacent. I think it's kind of adjacent. Would you say? Drop a comment of your favorite Grammy look this year, what you would like to see in the future. And yeah, I'm super thrilled with how this turned out. Like I said, today's video was very much a trust the process. This really kind of stretched my creativity in a new way, and I'm kind of excited to challenge myself with more of these kinds of looks. If you liked today's video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe while you're at it. I'll be making these videos at least once a week, maybe more. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.